Hello. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes so we can get our live going. Let me go ahead and add our other. Hello. Hello everybody. I'm just gonna wait a couple minutes for everyone to join. I'm gonna add the other camera to get that one going, so when we start doing the preparations we can have that ready to go. So just bear with me for a second while. Hello Simba, thanks for being able to join us today. So give us a couple minutes, and I'm gonna get the other phone rolling while we wait for everyone else. So let's get that just logged in here for now. Hello everybody. Oh, I'm so glad to see you guys. Why isn't this one going? Hi. Hello Suki. Hi. Don't mind Belle. She's nuts. She's just gonna, every time I say hi, she's gonna think I'm talking to her. So let me get this one going. Invite sent. Are you gonna send it? Let's see. Hello Suki, how are you? Let's get this one going. I'm going to send a request, get that going. Perfect. I'm gonna have this camera rolling. It's not letting me join. Of course not. Hello everybody. I'm gonna wait a few more minutes and see why this isn't going. So we can get started. Today we're gonna be talking about a couple different recipes, but I am gonna wait a few more minutes to try to get this other phone rolling. Had a minor surgery yesterday, back to myself today. Oh, I'm glad you're feeling better. So glad you're feeling better today. Hope everything's okay on that end. Let's try this again with this other phone. Invite. Perfect. Okay, so that one I'm going to turn off for now. But once we start rolling, that'll be going. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. With that. All right, so today we're going to be talking about 3 different recipes. Three recipes and some interactive things that we talked about in the past in our last live. And so we're going to find a way to mix them in together. So if you were on our last live, we talked about how we can use interactive toys to stimulate your dog and other things of sorts. Of course, she's going to... Hi, Mommy. You want to say hello to everybody? So we're going to talk about how to include lick mats with some of our fruits and some of our veggies and keeping your dog stimulated mentally. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys all for joining. So, and then we're going to talk about a couple different recipes and the benefits of these fruits and veggies for your dogs, how to incorporate them into your daily lives, what fruits and veggies you should use, how to use them. I think these are all things that we should keep in the back of our minds when we're doing them. And a lot of people don't know that you can introduce fruits and veggies, to your dog's diet, or even use them as snacks. We'll also talk about some of the snacks that are very beneficial, especially for the summertime. I think those are very important. You know, it's something that's going to help when you go to the parks or go back on long walks. So I would consider taking some notes. And also, if you're going to do any of these recipes in the future, send us a picture. Let us know you tried it at home. That way we know you're trying it, you like it, any errors you guys have, how we can fix. Also, try to get your dog to try new things, right? So new fruits, new veggies, introduce them to things you haven't in the past. Those are all things that I encourage, not only for your dog's health, but also just to get them to try new things. And you'll never know. It might be as easy as giving them a carrot for a treat versus trying to find different treats and getting some more like digestive issues in the future. So things that can actually help with that. And so we'll talk about the benefits to some of these veggies and fruits. These are why we use most of these in our goodies. We want to make sure that your dog is having the best and more nutritional treats, cakes, everything we make, we want to make sure that everything is beneficial for them. And as we go through some of these veggies and fruits, just keep in mind that we use a lot of these in our products, and these are the reasons why, because we want to make sure that if we're using certain fruit, a certain veggie, we'll tell you what the reasons are for them, and that way you know that everything we're doing is natural and why we're using these versus others. And we can get started with our first recipe. This one's going to go in the oven, so I want to get that one rolling. It takes about 20 minutes to bake, so we can start with that one. I'm going to go ahead and switch over the cameras to this one here, and that way we can show you what you're going to need. I'm going to have the ingredients laid out. I'm going to talk about the different ingredients, and I'm going to show you how hello everybody, thank you. Hello Stefania. I'm going to show you guys how we can incorporate these to our daily lives. So follow me over here to switch over cameras. We'll open up this one. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to first start with our banana oatmeal bars. Hello everybody. We're going to start with our banana and oatmeal bars. Hello Maritza. So what you're going to need for these is you're going to need 1 cup of oats. Okay. Hi Yanni, thank you for joining. We're starting with our banana oatmeal bars. Thank you Maritza, I'm glad you love our cookies. We love all of your dogs too. So our banana oatmeal bars are going to need 1 cup of oats. You're going to need a banana. You're going to need an egg. And then we're going to go ahead and use 4 cups of 4 spoons of peanut butter. So 1/4 cup. I'm going to go ahead and put this all in here so you guys can see. So we're going to put in our oats. Perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and crack our egg. Go ahead and grab your banana. I tend to just put it in pieces before I put it all in there because we're going to mash it anyway. So just try to break it up a little bit before you put it in, just to make it easier on you guys. And if you have questions or anything during this process, please go ahead and just send them through the chat, and I'll be looking through them as much as I can. If you have questions on what we're using, why we're using it, or anything, if you missed something, let me know. And then we're going to go just hopping in. What are you making? So we're making banana oatmeal bars. These are going to be going in the oven. I've preheated my oven to 350. So make sure that if you're going to do anything if you're going to use this recipe, you're going to go ahead and preheat to 350 Fahrenheit. So we're going to do 4 of these. And don't mind Belle, she just likes to talk to people. So 2, 3. So I want to just tell you guys about bananas. Bananas are rich in vitamins, which, you know, that supports their immune health, their brain function, and their muscle strength. So highly recommend using these. What peanut butter do you use or recommend? I've seen some peanut butters that are bad for dogs. So my biggest thing with peanut butter is make sure it's organic, but make sure it doesn't say it has high sugar, make sure it doesn't have high sugars and salts. So look for anything that says no sugar added, no salt. And you can also, the main thing when you're looking at these ingredients is that it says that you don't see the product xylitol. So you'll see some that say no sugar, but they're just using xylitol and it's toxic for dogs. It's another way of sweetening these things. So make sure when you're using peanut butter, go ahead and look for those things where it's like no sugar and no xylitol in the ingredients. It might say no sugar, but make sure you're looking for xylitol, which is actually toxic for dogs. So any of those, now I wouldn't say like one brand over the other, just make sure you're looking for the healthiest version, the one that doesn't have the sugars, the one that doesn't have the salts, the one that, you know, whichever one has literally peanuts is what I would go for. Yes, no xylitol, exactly. I wouldn't pick one brand over another. I think a lot of the brands have some healthier versions, but unless you know what you're looking for and what is actually toxic for dogs, you're not going to know. If it says no sugar, you're not going to know to look for xylitol. So definitely use those as a tidbits. So we're going to go ahead and mix this up. And then here, for whoever's joining right now, we're going to make some banana oatmeal bars. We're using bananas, oats, eggs, and peanut butter. Just mix them up pretty good. We want to get that banana nice and mashed. And these are just things you'll have at home, some quick, easy bites. This one is going to go in the oven, so preheat to 350. Bananas are low in fat, so they're also a good treat if you're doing some management of weight. And they have potassium and magnesium, so they're going to support your health, your heart health, and your kidney health. So highly recommend introducing your dog to these. Yes, delicious. If you haven't done so, you can always start with toppers, put it at the top of their food, just little pieces at a time. Always, whatever fruit or veggie you're going to introduce, make sure that you're doing it little by little. That way they're not having any digestive issues in the future. And we're going to go ahead and make we're going to grab this here. We're going to make little bars or balls, or however you find it easiest for you. You can do little balls if that's what convenience is used. Obviously, remember the size of your dog, so you can make them small or big depending on the size of your dog. If you want small little bites, easy enough. If you want big bites, then go ahead and make them big depending on the size of your puppers. Okay, keep adding them. Will you have the recipes saved to be able to look back at them? Yes. So I'm either going to go ahead and post this live because we haven't been posting the lives, or we're going to make a summary sheet for everyone because we haven't asked for these. So one or the other is going to go in, and if we're going to go ahead and post a live, then in the caption of it, I will include the recipes so that you guys can do them at home. And if you do them at home, please, 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 remember to tag us, let us know that you did it, how it went. We're very curious to see some of you guys trying these at home, and what you can see, what you think, and if your dog likes them. Obviously, if your dog likes them, send me a picture or a little video. So you can make these whatever size you want. If you have a smaller dog, like I said earlier, go ahead and make them tiny. If you have, some of our larger breed sizes, they're going to want to really enjoy some of these. So there's just an example of some. I'm going to go ahead and put those rolling in the oven. And then we'll get started with our next one. So if you guys have questions, please, please, please let me know. Remember, the oven is preheated to 350. And we're going to go ahead and put those in the oven for now. So you can see they're little balls going in. See what they look like when they come out. So we're going to put them in for 25 minutes. Or once you see them getting nice and brown, between 20 to 25 minutes is also appropriate. So those are going in. We're going to put 20. We'll go ahead and go in the middle. And then we can get those going. So let's talk about our next recipe. Our next recipe is going to be, thank you guys for joining. We just did our banana oatmeal bars going in the oven, so you'll get to see them in a minute when we get those out. Our next recipe is going to be our frozen yogurt bites. So I can talk to you guys real quick here. So yeah, our next recipe is going to be our frozen yogurt bites. And let me show you what those are going to look like real quick. So if you have any mold like this, or if you have a regular ice mold, that's fine too. We recommend you use the fruit that your dog loves the most. If you haven't done that yet, I encourage you to have them try different fruits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a variety of fruits, right? We're going to have a variety of fruits. But if your dog hasn't tried all of these fruits, I recommend, hello, thank you for joining. If your dog hasn't tried all of these fruits, I recommend that you use the one that they have. If you want to slowly introduce them, go ahead, but it has to be little by little so you don't give them an upset stomach with new things. So for our frozen yogurt bites, we're going to need a cup of mixed fruits. We're going to need half a cup of yogurt. The thing about yogurt, like we've talked in the past, always remember that we want it to be natural, no flavors. Those Greek yogurts that are plain are ideal. So I recommend those. Make sure they don't have any sugar. Low-fat yogurts, as healthy as you can find them in the store, is the best for the dogs. So I recommend the non-flavored, and the Greek yogurts are usually the most natural that they have. And we'll talk about yogurt in just a minute. And then the other thing you're going to need is about a 1/4 cup of water. Usually I'm going to recommend you use coconut water. So let me go ahead and grab that. Okay, so we'll do that real quick. And then so the other thing I want you guys to keep in mind is when you're using yogurt, be moderate. Because a lot of dogs can have sensitive stomachs to to dairy products, so I recommend you're moderate when you're introducing yogurt if you haven't done so yet. Okay, so we have our water, we have our fruit, so go ahead and mash your fruit first. I have a variety here because we could do anything from strawberries, we could do bananas, blueberries, so whatever fruit your dog normally eats now, you can use those. I like the variety, but if you haven't introduced all these fruits yet, then slow by slow, get your dog used to it. Hello everybody, buenas noches, thank you for joining us. Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. So we're going to go ahead, once you mash these up really well, it's just easier to go ahead and get them into your trays. And then I'll show you what they look like once they've been frozen. So we're going to freeze these for 4 to 6 hours. And they're really good for the summertime. So you can have these when you go out for long walks, or when you have them, when you're going to go for a long walk, have them ready when you get back. They're just a neat treat to have. And they're very hydrating, plus all the benefits for all the fruits that we have here. So if you haven't done so yet, we're going to go ahead and add our yogurt to our fruits. I'm sure you guys can see. And then mix those up pretty good. If you want to use mango, remember mango has a lot of vitamins and minerals, very good for the immune system, for vision, and for skin. Also hydrating in itself, and it's a natural energy booster because it has natural sugars. The other thing that I recommend is when you're using, hello everybody, thank you guys for joining. The other thing I recommend is if you're going to use that coconut water, just know it's excellent hydration as well because it has the natural electrolytes. So whenever you can replace some of that water with coconut water, do it. Not, always in moderation with everything we use. Go ahead and do the coconut water. And that way you're giving them natural electrolytes. Thank you for joining. And remember, coconut water also promotes heart health because it's low in fat and low in cholesterol. So I definitely think it's a good additive for your dogs to have. All right, so now we have a nice little mixture here with our coconut water, our fruits, and our yogurt. And then you can go ahead and pour them into here if that's easier for you. I'm going to go ahead and bring the ones we've already pre-made. I just wanted to see how much coconut water. So I used a 1/4 cup. So for this one here, I did 1 cup of mixed flours. Just kidding. 1 cup of mixed fruits, 1/2 cup of yogurt, and a 1/4 cup of coconut water. So let me go ahead and bring you the final product so you can get an idea on what it's going to look like. And then we'll talk about a couple other things depending on the size dog you have. So this is an idea of what it's going to look like. Okay. So you have your yogurts and your fruits. Oh, it's a little blurry. There we go. Let's put it here. So you have your yogurts and your fruits. And then what you could also do, what we did in this one, is we used veggies too. So you have so I did carrots on one, I did cucumbers on another. I think you can do it however, whatever fruit and veggie you guys normally will use. But it's always good to be able to mix them up. So if you want to do veggies for a week and then you can do fruits for another week, highly recommend it. And it's fruit, water, yogurt, and right now in the summertime, I think these are perfect for you guys to have handy. The other thing we can do is if you want to have something that I'm going to make these for Cooper next play date. Love it. Yes, please, please, please. If you do, definitely tag us, send us some pictures, let us know how it goes. If you're going to have something more like a long hike, or if you want to have something for them to be a little more entertained, you can do something larger scale. So we did these just so you guys can see the difference. And obviously for bigger dogs, you can also have them for smaller dogs. So in these here, you can see that we did a little bit of cucumbers. We did some carrots on this one. If you want to do fruits and yogurt, you can do fruits and yogurt. So these are a little bigger in size, but I think it'll keep them entertained and they can hydrate. So look at the yogurt with all the fruits, and it's perfect. It has all the fruits and benefits that you need, all in one. And they're bigger size, so you can go ahead and get them to be pretty tied up doing this. The yogurt improves digestion because it has a lot of probiotics, so remember that. It also helps freshen breath by balancing some of the oral bacteria. So I just wanted to give you guys a couple tips on yogurts and why I think they're very beneficial. Just always be careful because too much yogurt can definitely cause some GI upset if you haven't introduced it yet. And then I don't know if have any of you guys ever done, do you guys give fruits to your veggies, to your dogs? Fruits or veggies to your dogs? Anybody in here tried any fruits in particular? Just trying to see. Oh, these look so yummy. Thank you. Have you guys ever given, I don't know, any blueberries or mangoes? What do you guys normally give to your dog? I'm just trying to get an idea for the future, what we should do. Because we have blueberries and mangoes on this one. We have strawberries. We have carrots. You do blueberries and bananas. Perfect. Okay, super. Yeah, so it's perfect. So this one has blueberries, bananas, and mangoes. Highly, highly recommend doing this for the summer. It's very beneficial. So I wanted to introduce, we talked about lick mats in our last live. So I'm just going to show you how to incorporate this into what we did last week. Yes, both have tried bananas, blueberries, mango, strawberries. Love it. Absolutely perfect. My pups would love to try this. They love yogurt. Blueberries, bananas, blueberries, fruits. Perfect. I love it. I love it. Everybody's doing fruits, veggies. Absolutely. So definitely try these at home. Let me know. I'm going to post these so you guys can do them at home. I think they're going to be perfect for the summer. And let me go ahead and bring the other thing I want to show you guys. All right. So let's talk about having blueberries and bananas. Love it. Love it. So this is a lick mat, right? I think we talked about it in the other one. I don't know if many of you have these. So what I did with this lick mat is you can do a variety of things. So for this one, yes, definitely going to try it. Love it. Please, please, please don't forget. When you try them, send us a picture, tag us. I want to know how it went. We want to know that you guys are really enjoying this too. So this lick mat is mentally stimulating, and then definitely going to try it. Mentally stimulating for the dog. It keeps them entertained. If they're bored, it's perfect to help them kind of use some of their instincts to find things, to work for it. So what I did was I pre-prepped this one. I put some yogurt in the bottom and I froze it. So now they're going to have to just lick away. But I also incorporated some fruits and veggies. So we have a little bit of a blueberry. We have bananas. We have a little bit of cucumber. So you can start by freezing them, having them frozen. And what you can do on the other side is grab some peanut butter and put it on this side. Now you're working both ways. You have a frozen treat and you have one they're going to have to work for on the actual lick mat. So you can do all kind of things. You can make this your own little charcuterie board. You can, doctora, quiero una bolsa de galletas de avena. Yes, of course. Gracias. Yo cuando termine aquí te escribo y podemos hacer el pedido, okay? So they're requesting a bag of blueberry and oatmeal treats, which we carry. I know a lot of you will know about them, and that can lead me right into what I was going to speak about next. So when we have our board here, you can add some of the treats that we have. So this is our blueberry oatmeal. You can do some of the peanut butter pumpkin. You can have the regular fruits already here, frozen. So this is a way to incorporate a lick mat with all of the benefits we're talking about, right? So our peanut butter, great source of protein. It's great for mental stimulation when you spread it on these lick mats and a lot of these other toys. Just always choose the unsalted and xylitol free ones so we can make sure we're not poisoning our dogs. And then we have on this end, we have our carrots. So great immune support system, great for skin, coat health. It's a natural teeth cleaner. You know, once you have the a complete carrot, that's great for them to chew on and get rid of some of that tartar. So it's a great snack in that way. Plus it has a lot of fiber, which aids digestion. And it's low in calories, low in fat. So it's a good snack. Incorporating all of these gives you all of the benefits in one. If you wanted to go ahead and use some of the other things like the carrots and the mangoes, absolutely. So you can have your immune system taken care of, your vision taken care of, hydration taken care of, mental stimulation, all in one. So I definitely recommend if you guys don't have lick mats, it's something to keep them entertained, and you can make this whole charcuterie board idea on your own where you can put or treats. You can put some fruits, you can put veggies. On this end, you can put other things you normally give them on a daily basis. You can put some other kibbles, just to keep them going and entertained. So I think if you guys haven't done this, it's a great way to start doing something different. And you can always put whatever you have at home, so you don't even have to go to the store. Just use whatever fruit or veggie you have at home. Like, you know, put some, you don't have to freeze the yogurt if you don't have time. You can put the yogurt in here normally. Otherwise, you're good to go on that one. So that's the lick mat way to do that. And then we did our last preparation. We did one similar last week, and it's going to be our peanut butter oat balls, but we're going to include cucumber this time. So I'm going to go ahead and get our ingredients laid out real quick, so that way you guys can see. We have applesauce. We're going to use a half a cup of applesauce. We're going to use a half a cup of pumpkin. We're going to use 4 spoons of peanut butter. We're going to use, let me grab the yogurt. We're going to put everything in here. Okay. We're going to be doing these like we did last week. So here's our 1/4 of yogurt. Have that ready. We're going to use 2½ cups of oats. So we're going to put those in first. We're going to use this here to get everything inside, and we'll go from there. So, and then make sure you have a cucumber, because that's what we're going to introduce today to this that we've already done in the past. Just want to make sure that's going to be big enough. Okay, we'll use this one instead. So we're going to go ahead and do 2½ cups of oats. And the rest here. Okay. And then we're going to have our half a cup of applesauce. Go ahead and put that in. And then we're going to include our pumpkin. So today we're going to be talking about the cucumbers. I think they're a great vegetable for your dog. They're low in calories. They're 95%. Let me get that a little bit better for you. They're 95% water, so they're a perfect crunchy snack for overweight and less active dogs. Let's get our yogurt in, a 4th cup of yogurt. Also, they're hydrating. So for the summer days, cucumbers, if you can get your dogs to try those now, it's perfect for the summer. They freshen the breath. They have like that crisp texture. Yes, regular oats. They have that crisp texture, natural like enzymes that help freshen, and then they're fat-free and cholesterol-free. So definitely a great snack for dogs that want to have weight management, and for dogs that are just less active, whether they're elder or they have whatever limitations. Perfect snack for them. So we're going to grab a cucumber, cut it into smaller pieces. Let me bring this here so you can see here a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and cut these, and then we'll recut them to make them smaller. Otherwise, it's going to be a little difficult when you go to put them in the ball. So these are going to be peanut butter, oats, and cucumber balls. We want to incorporate the cucumbers because they're very beneficial. I feel like a lot of people don't know that your dog can have these, but definitely recommend them. So just go ahead and cut them up into small little pieces. That way it's easier to manage. And then, so these guys here, when we make them, you can either keep them in the fridge for 4 to 5 days, or you can keep them in the freezer for 4 months. So however you guys want to handle that, you can definitely either use it within the week or keep them frozen if you make a big batch. So I would go ahead and mix these. So I'm going to go and put some peanut butter in a minute. Just trying to get these going a little bit here. So we're going to do 4 spoons of peanut butter, and that will be the cherry on top for the rest of this while the stuff in the oven is getting ready to go. So don't forget, peanut butter, no sugar, no xylitol, Try to keep it as healthy as possible. You can just get peanuts yourself, grind them up, put a little bit of coconut oil. Boom. So there we go. We have our peanut butter. We have our cucumbers, which is what we're going to be focusing on. We have our oats. We have our yogurt and our applesauce. And then we're going to make little balls of these. These don't have to be, they don't have to be frozen. They don't have to be baked either. You just, once you get a nice texture here, you go ahead and just form them. Let them sit for 10 minutes. Can we have a preparation guide? Of course, we can definitely make a preparation guide for you guys for the things that we're doing today. Absolutely. Whatever you guys need questions wise or preparation wise, we're going to go ahead and post this video so you guys have it. But please, 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 when you do make something, don't forget about tagging us, sending us, and letting us know how it went. All right, so that looks pretty good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and make the balls, and that way you'll see what they look like. Let me grab some foil. And these, like I said, they're a mixture of everything we've talked about. So we have the peanut butter, which is a great source of protein. We have our cucumbers, which is a great hydration snack, good for dogs that are overweight. So I definitely recommend having, you know, all of these. You can also include bananas if you want, just to get some more vitamins in. So either way, fruits and veggies, highly recommend including them. So make a ball, let it sit. Like I said in the other scenario, if it's a bigger dog, you can make them bigger. If it's a smaller dog, make them small. There you go. So the cucumbers, can anyone remind me why we're using cucumbers? Somebody tell me one good pro about a cucumber for a dog. One good pro. So tell me why are we using the cucumbers today? Any pros that you guys think they're beneficial? How about calories? Are they high or low in calories? I know you guys can do it. One pro tip about cucumbers that we're using today. So they are hydrating treats, right? So we're going to know that they have a high water content. Correct. Low calories. Perfect. So yes, no cholesterol, hydrating. Beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome, awesome. So yes, cucumbers. Definitely you can chop them into pieces or give them to them to chew on. Good for the teeth. But definitely the best part about the cucumber is that low help with overweight. Exactly. The best part about the cucumber is that it's 95% water. So it's a perfect snack for overweight dogs and good for the summer days. So I highly recommend that for the summer. So these are our balls here. Once you let them sit for 10 minutes, they harden just a bit and boom, you can feed them just like that to your dog. And in a second here, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the ones we have in the oven. So I love these because you don't have to do much with them. Once you put them in the fridge, they're ready to go. You can leave them out for just a few minutes and it's an easy snack. Put them in a Ziploc bag, leave them in your fridge, and your dogs love them. It's peanut butter, oats, everything super healthy, beneficial, and natural, and easy to make at home. So I definitely recommend trying these, and they're really quick. It took us just a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and grab what we have and they're delicious. Yes, exactly. Absolutely delicious. I'm going to grab what we have in the oven. So do you guys have any questions on this one? I'm going to go ahead and put these away. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. I'm going to put these over here for the dogs while I get the other ones. All right, so we're going to switch cams. I'm going to go ahead and pull the ones from the oven out, and then you guys can see those, and then we'll switch cams again. So we have 30 seconds left before they come out. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my mittens, and then you guys will see those. So the ones that are going to come out right now are banana oatmeal bars. And those are the ones we talked about that had banana, oats, eggs, and peanut butter. Don't forget the bananas are rich in vitamins. Highly recommend those. Also a low-fat treat. So those are good to have. And the eggs are high quality protein. Oh, there we go. Eggs are high quality protein, so recommend having those. And here are our little balls. All right. This is what they're gonna look like. Boom. This is what they're gonna look like. Kind of like the ones we just saw, but these are actually baked. And they're softer. And they're delicious. So these have eggs, bananas, oats, and peanut butter. Eggs, high quality proteins, rich in vitamins and minerals. Eggs, you know, the egg product is really good for energy production and skin health. Has vitamins A, B12, and selenium, and it's really good for your brain and the brain and eye health for the dogs. So highly recommend trying to incorporate these ingredients. We use a lot of these ingredients in our cakes. So we definitely think it's good to always have all of these beneficial factors. These are what they look like. You guys can see, nice and toasty. You can open them up. Boom. So please try these too. Easy to make, delicious. Definitely has a ton of beneficial factors. Yogurt, apple sauce, peanut butter, and berries. Mix and freeze. Dr. McFarlane. How, I think, natural are these? They're all everything's natural, organic. Nothing is artificial. We stay away from everything that has chemicals. So definitely try to get everything. What about frozen treats? Try to get everything as close to natural as you can find in the stores. We'll go over reading labels in the future. Let me switch here and go here. And then we'll switch over a little bit. Perfect. All right. So yeah, so these I think are super phenomenal for your dogs. Easy to make. Sounds like a shareable treat for humans and pup. Yes, absolutely. You can eat them too. Easy for, you know, you can have one, they can have one. Obviously, keep in mind that they're not going to have sugar or salt. So some of us might think it's not sweet and probably not as tasty as a lot of other things. But they're natural. So I rather, that they're not going to taste like cupcakes, but they're going to be very, very good. The other thing, I had a question. What about frozen treats? Yes. So yeah, the frozen ones we did earlier, which was the mixed fruits, the coconut water, the yogurt. So I would use those to put them in the fridge and the freezer, and those can last for you a long time as well. I can get out of this one. So do you guys have any questions about any of the things we've done today? Any of the recipes? So we did the banana oatmeal bars. Well, we made balls, but you can make them bars or you can make them like little croquettes. However you guys want to make them, it's totally fine. We did the frozen yogurt bites. You saw the lick mats, how those function, ways to incorporate those into your day-to-day, including fruits, veggies, and of course you can use our treats too. We talked about the peanut butter balls that we just did over here that are more of a wet type texture. So you have those as well. Do you ship to Cape Coral? Yes, we do. We do ship. Whatever you need, you can just reach out to us. We do our treats, birthday cakes, cupcakes, whatever you need. Everything's natural and organic, and we use pretty much everything we talk about here to make sure that everything that we have in our bakery is organic and beneficial, because we want to make sure you guys know what you're giving your dog. That's what it's really about here. It's not about really selling a product. It's about you guys having the best that you have out there, knowing what you're giving, why we're using these ingredients, and that's why we're here. We want to make sure that you know what you're giving, why we're using these ingredients, what's in them, and the science behind them, because everything we do here is with love and with science, right? Making sure that we're all on the same page. Where can we find these recipes? Have notes on the first two, but not the last one. So I'm going to post the live, and I'm going to go ahead and put the recipes on the captions, so we can definitely do that. Our also subscription boxes, we received ours today. Yes, we do have subscription boxes the beginning of every month. You get 4 bags, you get perks, you get the cookie of the season, discounts for the year. So if you're going to have a birthday party, for sure, that's in our bio. So you can definitely sign up for that. And we deliver right to your household. Delivery is free. What size bags do you have? So we have different sizes of treats. We have the larger size. So if you have a bigger dog, these are the paws. Thank you for asking. These are our peanut butter pumpkins. And then these are for the larger dogs, comes with 10 pieces. And then we have our smaller sizes for the smaller guys. You can break these in half, and they come with 20. So these are blueberry oatmeal, which we did a ton of stuff with that today. So I do appreciate you asking. Thank you. No, thank you guys for joining. You want a subscription box for your neighbor? Perfect. Yes. I'll send the link is in our bio, so you can sign up. And in the beginning of every month, as long as you sign up before, you will deliver straight to your household. Super yummy for our babies. Thank you for sharing. No, thank you guys for joining us. Absolutely. We're going to be doing lives every Thursday at 7 p.m. next week. Please join. We're going to have one of my colleagues, Dr. Kelsey. She's going to talk about allergies. So if you're interested in learning about allergies, hop on next week at 7 p.m. I'll be posting it. I think in Florida, it's very important to know what is causing our dogs allergies, why, how can we help? So hop on for that one. Do you guys have any other questions? I really appreciate everyone who joined today. We're definitely getting some traction, so I'm excited to continue to do this. And thank you for the great info. Yes, of course, thank you guys for joining. I'm going to post everything, and whatever questions you may have, let me know. So thank you all. And then I'll touch base with the ones about the orders. I really appreciate that too. But really, just thank you for listening to us. We really love to know that you guys are interested in knowing what we're making for your dogs and why. So with that, my dog is saying goodbye. I found this information. Oh, super. Yeah, of course. I'm glad you love the information. Thank you guys for joining. I'm going to hop off. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Absolutely. Bye, guys. Thank you. Bye. No, thank you, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye. Thank you.